A new report from the UK's House of Lords has suggested the country is responsible for, quote, a significant number of civilian deaths in Yemen as a result of its arms sales to Saudi Arabia. The document says that Britain should be prepared to suspend some of its weapons exports as they may be in violation of international humanitarian law.
The government asserts that in its licensing of arms sales to Saudi Arabia, it is narrowly on the right side of international humanitarian law. We assess that it is narrowly on the wrong side.
Just some of the background on this. It's almost 4 years since war erupted in Yemen and Saudi Arabia launched its devastating air campaign against the impoverished country's Houthi rebels. Since then, the UK has sold $4.7 billion worth of weapons to Riyadh, making it the country's second biggest supplier of arms. The British government continues to defend the sales, and Saudi Arabia claims it takes all possible precautions to avoid civilian casualties. A political science professor we spoke to in the US told us that despite the concern expressed in the Lords report, arms sales to Riyadh are just too lucrative for London to suspend.
The UK government apparently is not interested in how much destruction is actually being caused either by British weaponry given and sold to Saudi Arabia. From the British point of view, they are not even conducting independent checks on whether their weaponry is responsible for the bombings, for the killings in Yemen. They're relying strictly on the facts and data provided to them by the corrupt Saudi Arabian government. The British government must realize, just like the United States government must realize, that Mohammed bin Salman's war in Yemen is not going to stop until both governments cut off all weapon sales to this corrupt government.
Meanwhile, just over the last number of days, the US has warned that Yemen's humanitarian crisis is becoming increasingly severe. Hundreds of thousands of people are now reportedly at risk of starving to death, and a staggering 80% of the population are in need of aid. Here's the harrowing story of one Yemeni girl. A warning, you may find it upsetting.
We live under a tree. We don't have anything to feed her.
She's skin and bones. That's the worst case of severe malnutrition. Child malnutrition cases are increasing. Not only children under 5, but mothers suffer from malnutrition and their babies will too.
All we can do is keep trying to care for her, but she will be starving again and again because of the horrible conditions we live in.